Namaste. I bow to the divine presence in you in today's Michelleology Involution Meditation. I am your motivator, and my name is Michelle, and I'm coming to you today on this fantastic Friday, on this Freedom Friday, on this glorious day, an opportunity to walk into the completing of your destiny, the completing of your purpose, the awesomeness of knowing where you stand in this spiritual warfare. When you know you're the winner, you don't worry about anything. When you know what you know, that you know that, then you don't worry about anything. You don't concern yourself with the cares of this world. You concern yourself with who you are, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. Yes, so we're still walking this journey of faith. I believe this is part 6. We're still walking this journey because that is what we're going to have to be in these final days of this 2020 vision, this 2020 revelation, this 2020 hindsight, as we walk out of slavery and fulfill ourselves, and we're coming out with substance. You have to walk by faith and not by sight. Because if you're looking at the situation the way it is now, you will lose heart. You will be stressed out. You will find yourself in a not knowing situation. So the reason we're taking this journey is because I have to provide for you the tools that will cause you to walk in a different way. As we go through this situation, it is not how it looks. I know some people will be disappointed, but it's not going to turn out how it's looking right now. But you have to, if you're going to hold on to anything, it is going to have to be your faith. You can't have faith. You've got to be faith. You have to be faith. And you have to walk by your insight, not your eyesight. Because your eyesight is illusional. And it is going to cause you to lose heart. It is going to cause you to find yourself in a dark place. But you must hold fast to your faith, your daily walk of faith. Our scripture reference today is going to be Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, it is impossible to please God. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So you can't lose heart based on what you see with your eyesight. But you've got to go in, because pleasing God is what our ultimate purpose is. We are not trying to please people. We go by likes and we go by people that make comments, but that is not the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is we're walking by insight. We're walking by an assurance that we must please God. So that's why I say you must be faith and not have faith. Because as you're becoming or being faith, you please God. And the reason that you please God is because you can't physically see him. So you're assured that we walk by faith and not by sight when you please God, because you can't see him, but you know that he's a rewarder because you diligently seek to see him every day. You diligently ask him for wisdom so that you make the proper choices. We are not walking by trial and error. We are walking by faith, which is assurance. Trial and error is fear. We're going to see if this works out. Let me give you an example. There were 5 wise virgins that had the oil to trim their light. And there were 5 foolish virgins that didn't seek to find the oil. So as we look at that, we look at virgins as people who have not engaged in sex. But I want you to go a little deeper today. I want you to look at yourself as a virgin. that has not been entangled in all the things that you see with your eyesight, but you've been entangled in the things that you see with your insight. And so when it talks about the wise virgins that seek God daily and look for the light of the word, and they begin to put this oil within themselves, and they begin to intermingle with the power of God, with the faith of God. And so they were already prepared. And I want you to also see yourself as a virgin as not knowing what's going to happen next. Because it's nothing that's going to be normal. It's nothing that's going to be anything that you really know about. So you're a virgin in this situation. You're walking in this situation not knowing physically. But as you begin to trim your light, you begin to ask God for wisdom. You begin to ask God how things are supposed to be, how you're supposed to perceive things and not see things. As you begin to trim that lamp, and you begin to add oil to that lamp. And these other people that have the same opportunity, still virgins, still have the same slate, don't know what's going to happen. They are not paying attention because they're not seeking God diligently. They're not walking in faith. They're just walking. And so when the bridegroom comes, when the bridegroom comes, you're prepared for whatever it is. You're prepared for what you know, while the foolish ones are still sending out nasty texts and still saying nasty things about Trump. You don't have to like him. You just have to respect him because he's in office. But sending out all of these things that you send out, you're sowing into yourself. So that's one reason not to do it. So whatever it is that you don't like about what's happening, begin to be like the wise virgins and begin to ask God and seek God. And as he pours the oil into you, he's going to show you trouble way off. And you're going to be prepared that no matter what happens in the next couple of months, you already have your oil. You already have the anointing. You already have the light. You already see what's about to happen. You're already joined with the bridegroom. And then when the bridegroom comes back, you're prepared. Am I saying this is physical? No, I'm saying this is all spiritual. Because this is going to be based on your mindset. What are you setting your mind for? What are you setting your mind on? Is it wisdom or is it foolishness? Ooh, this is good. Is it wisdom or is it foolishness? What type of virgin are you? And so as we begin to seek God diligently on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, on a moment basis, we will begin to experience the opening, the whole picture. We'll begin to experience our walk in a different way. That no matter what's going on with the eyesight, we're so incited and in tune to walking as one with God. That's the bridegroom. We have formed the marriage. We have become entitled to the will because we are the spouse. And the spouse has been left the will. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. And so we begin to walk in a different space and a different place in God. We begin to walk into things that nobody else even saw coming. I heard this morning, God sends a delusion. You will not have the delusion if you have your light. If your light has been trimmed. This whole political situation is an illusion. But if your light is trimmed with faith, then you are assured that no matter who is president, then you're assured that no matter what happens, then you're assured that as you walk in this space, in this place of your purpose and your destiny, you are here for more than what you think you are. This is not your home. This is just a journey that you're taking on the way to your home and to your place and your space where you are stabilized. Many of us are not stable. We're going in a double-minded space. Today we know God. Today we forgot God. Today we have faith. Today we have fear. That's double-minded. That is causing you to be unstable. But your foundation of faith is going to stabilize you by faith. But without faith, it's impossible. It's not even an option that we're going to please God. You know, we've been trying to please God with all this other stuff, all this outside stuff. But when you go in and you begin to hear what the Spirit is saying to you, you got to tune in. You got to hear that small voice that is giving you the indication that although you're used to doing it this way, that small voice that is going to tell you, I know you've been doing it this way all the time, but I have something new for you. I have something exciting for you. I have something that I'm going to show you. I have something that I want you to experience in the unknown. I don't want you to be familiar with it. I want you to be unfamiliar with it, because when you become unfamiliar with it, you're going to trust me to walk you through it. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, yes. The things that we are familiar with, we walk on our own. But the things that we don't know, we have to trust God to walk through it. So that's why all this is happening. We have to trust Him to walk through this, because every day something changes. And if you are not mentally and you're Christ-minded, changing on a daily basis, hearing what the Spirit is saying for this day, don't do it the same way. Do it God's way. Because we can't lose with the stuff God uses. So we don't have to be concerned about if we're going to make it. We know we're going to make it. We don't have to be concerned about if we're going to get sick. We know that we're healed. This is a faith walk. Only giants can walk on this walk. Only those that are giants in the Spirit of God. Those that have chosen. Many are called, but few choose to walk this route. Why? Because it's an unknown walk. You can't use your ego. You can't use familiar stuff. This walk right here is going to take you to the promised land, to the land of milk and honey. He says, I'll give you the land that you see inwardly. I'll give you that thing. If you can see it inwardly, if you can go in the very thing that you've been toiling over, crying about. He said, if you can see, if you can come out of your unconsciousness and come into your consciousness, and you can see what I see, then it shall be yours. So, on this fantastic Friday, on this Freedom Friday, the horn is blowing in the background. It is the trumpet of freedom. This is a spiritual walk, y'all. Let's march forward, forgetting about those things that are behind us and reaching for those things that are before us, that are in our now, that are in our present state. There is no other way to go but forward march. Well, this is Michelle, and I'm your motivator, motivating you on this Freedom Friday to take this faith and move forwards in your life of living in full energy. Yes. Remember, you've been created by the Creator to be creative. So start creating your creations and forward march in this faith walk, in this faith journey. Don't care what it looks like on the outside. We're walking on the inward. We're walking on the basis of the kingdom. We already know to let's die. It is finished. May the love, joy, peace, power, and sound-mindedness be your soul food on this Freedom Friday. We win, y'all. We already won. So act like you know we won. Live like you know we won. Don't be caught up in all this worldly stuff, all this news going forth. march forward